Welcome to Northern Michigan University's Homecoming Awards program, where we honor the work and the successes in the classroom, on the competition field, and throughout the professional careers of our distinguished honorees. At this time, please welcome to the stage your host, longtime television and radio news journalist, and current Northern Michigan University Communications and Media faculty member, Ms. Cynthia Thompson.
It's great to see you guys here tonight. We all are going to have a wonderful, exciting, and inspirational evening. It is, of course, the Homecoming Awards program ceremony. So we have a lot, let's hear a little of that. Absolutely. Part of that excitement, motivation, and inspiration comes with this introduction. I'm excited to welcome to the stage a most dedicated Wildcat, an alumnus who has served on the NMU Alumni Board of Directors and was in some meetings today, I hear. Covered NMU athletics for the University Communications and Marketing Office as a student, and while also a student, did a little basketball playing for the Wildcats. Coming directly off his DIY workshops for NBA staff last week in New York City, please welcome my co-host for the evening, Mr. Mylan Murphy.
Thank you, Cynthia. I'm with you. Cynthia, as she mentioned, New York City. Let me tell you a little story about that. So, my mother used to take me to New York every year growing up. I loved it. Fell in love with the big buildings, the bright lights, the nasty subway, the rats, the rude New Yorkers. Everything about it I loved. It was my favorite place on earth. But as an 18-year-old kid, I stepped foot on this campus, came to Marquette, and from that moment, Marquette has been my favorite place in the entire world. Doesn't matter where I'm at. Yeah, give it up. Exactly. It feels so good. It feels so good to be back. Can't you feel the excitement, Cynthia?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we want to get this party started, right? We have a lot of people to celebrate and their actions and their performances. But first, let's start with a message from the president of Northern Michigan University, Dr. Carrie Schuling.
Good evening. I'm Carrie Schuling, president of Northern Michigan University. On behalf of the NMU Board of Trustees, the NMU Alumni Association, the NMU Athletic Department and In Club, and the Northern University community, it is my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's ceremony. This evening, as we hand out the 2022 Alumni Association Awards and induct the class of 2022 into the NMU Sports Hall of Fame, we will be honoring some of our university's outstanding graduates for their achievements in the classroom, on the competition field, and in their professional and community service endeavors. We are delighted that you are joining us either in person or by live stream. Welcome home for this special homecoming event. I know you will enjoy tonight's festivities. I hope that those of you who are in the Marquette area will participate in other homecoming activities taking place throughout the weekend. You can find event details at nmu.edu/homecoming. My very best congratulations to tonight's award recipients on being selected for these prestigious honors. Northern is extremely proud of your accomplishments and successes. As alumni, you have set the bar high for our current Northern students and student athletes. Tonight is your special night. May it be another great memory to add to your Northern collection. Enjoy the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's recognize the hosts of this evening's celebration. NMU Board of Trustees Chair Steve Young, President Carrie Schuling, Athletic Director Rick Comley. Wait, what? Welcome back, Rick. As well as the President of the Alumni Association, Brendan Franklin. If the four of you could stand, that would be amazing. They're right here.
You know, as a member of the Alumni Board, I want to salute the members of the NMU Board of Trustees, many of whom are here tonight, as well as the present and past members of the NMU Alumni Association Board of Directors and the NMU Foundation Board of Trustees. On behalf of Northern, thank you for your work.
Of course, we would not be here tonight were it not for the work of the Alumni Association's Award Committee, and that is chaired by Jessica Durkin, the Sports Hall of Fame Selection Committee, which is chaired by Mark Simon. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Mark. And thank you to the members of the selection committees for each of those organizations. The names of these supportive individuals are also listed in tonight's program. You'll want to be sure that you check that out, grab one, take it home for yourself, and then also be sure to check out the fact that these people have devoted their time and their dedication and their commitment to Northern in all the work that they've done for us here tonight.
All right, now we're inching closer to introducing our new award recipients. But before we do, let's take a quick moment to recognize our past Alumni Award recipients and the members of the NMU Sports Hall of Fame. Those of you in attendance, please stand so we can honor you one more time.
Wow. We're also very excited to thank Make It Marquette for being, again, our title sponsor for Homecoming this year. When you can work anywhere, why not make it Marquette? So please, well, actually, we're going to take a look at a video real quick.
I guess it's about time I say thank you for being brave back then. For knowing that when jobs went mobile, it was time to put down roots. Thank you for trusting that smaller was smarter, and that this was the right place at the right time. I know we never saw ourselves in the Midwest, but Marquette isn't that Midwest. It's this Midwest. You didn't know it then. I think you felt the energy here, flowing from this landscape. But places need people to catch that energy, amplify it, and send it out to the world. Because of your choice, I am now one of those people. So here it goes. Dear former me, thank you for being a seeker. Thank you for trusting your gut. Thank you for finding us a place with balance in its DNA. Thank you for making it Marquette.
Please welcome Make It Marquette's Joe Thiel, an NMU alumnus, former Wildcat football player, entrepreneur, and now CEO of the Innovate Marquette Smart Zone. Joe? Can we see Joe out there someplace? I didn't see Joe.
I didn't see him. Is Joe here? Can you stand for us, Joe? We
I have some reading glasses. Maybe I should put those
Where's
on.
he at? Where's Joe? It's dark up here, so.
We can't see anyone, actually. We can only see one
See each
another.
other, you know.
All right, so let's get back on track here. That's hard. We were derailed for a second. To learn more about Make It Marquette, go to makeitmqt.com.
And, wherever you are, Joe, thank you and Make It Marquette for sponsoring your sponsorship for this event. We also warmly welcome all of the Northern alumni and friends across the nation who are joining us via the internet. Now, let's get started with the really fun stuff. Meeting great people and handing out awards, because this is about a very special group of people. So, please use your program booklet to follow along and meet our honorees and learn even more about their many accomplishments. Up first, the Alumni Service Award.
So the Alumni Service Award recognizes NMU alumni whose volunteer service, civic endeavors, or contributions to their community have been outstanding for a minimum of 10 years, or whose volunteerism, contributions, and/or recruitment efforts on behalf of Northern Michigan University are above the norm. Normal's not good enough. Above the norm. Please welcome to the stage our recipient for 2022, Chris Mosier.
Well, Chris, congratulations. Thank you for your service to the community. The podium is now yours for a few comments, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, you're going to stand right here while I talk about you. How about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, all right, you ready? Okay, and you want to look at it too?
No, please, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll stand here and turn around.
Okay, here, I also have tissues if you need any. Yeah, okay. I came prepared. I'm not a Girl Scout, but I was a Girl Scout mom, I guess. So I've got a pencil, a note. I don't know. I think that's about bottle of water if you need one of those as well. All right. So Chris is a trailblazing athlete who has been called the man who changed the Olympics. In 2020, he made history by becoming the first transgender athlete to compete in the Olympic trials in the gender with which they identify. In 2015, he was the first openly trans man to make a men's U.S. national team, where following the national championship race, he was instrumental in getting the International Olympic Committee policy on transgender athletes changed. In June of 2016, he became the first trans athlete to compete in a world championship race under those new rules. He's a 6-time Team USA member in the sprint triathlon and short and long course duathlon, and a 2-time national champion as well as an All-American. Can we just have some applause real quick? Yeah, it's a nice little breather, yeah. Because there's more. You can read about the many barrier-breaking activities Chris has been involved in as an advocate for the LGBTQ+ community, especially in the sports community. His website is transathlete.com, and it is the go-to source for information about creating more inclusive environments for LGBTQ+ athletes, coaches, and fans across the globe. Chris has written and advocated for change in policies from the high school level to the collegiate level, and more. Absolutely. Mentoring transgender and non-binary athletes. He hopes to live by his motto of be who you needed when you were younger. Please welcome Chris Mosier. Thank you. Yes, congratulations.
So I see what you did here with having me go first, being the person involved first. That's cool. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It is a great day to be a Wildcat. So first I want to say thank you for this award. Thank you to my family and friends who are here to support me tonight, but also who have supported me all across this journey. You know, I think younger me really wants to be at the end of this presentation, being inducted into the Hall of Fame in sports. But I've done okay for myself athletically since I left college, and I'm not mad about it. But I think that it was very clear to me when I graduated high school that that would not be in my future because I could not see myself playing sports on a women's team. And I didn't have the language to explain that to other people, but I knew that that wasn't a good fit for me. So I did intramural sports here, did all of that sort of stuff, and did get that coveted varsity credential in, wait for it, cheerleading. And I think after 20 years, I think the NDA has expired, and I can say it was as Wildcat Willie. And so if you're looking, Mark, for a legendary Wildcat Willie to induct into the Hall of Fame in the future, just keep me in mind. So the reason I bring that up is that in my time at Northern, the time that I realized that I was happiest and smiled the most was when I was behind that mask. When I was here, I wanted to be both invisible and also make a difference and help people find their joy. Those two things are sort of at odds. So that was my experience, and as I was not equipped, and NMU was not equipped to help me understand my identity at that time. As a transgender person, as a queer person, you know, I have never driven through the Midwest and seen Marquette, Michigan, queer wonderland. That's because those billboards don't exist for a reason. And maybe it was the time, it was 1998 to 2003, and we were searching for positive representation of queer people anywhere at that time. And part of it was also my own design. I had what I wanted to call a Saved by the Bell experience, if anybody knows that show. I really wanted the Residence Hall Council and Radio X and the Northwind, you know, as my experience here on campus. And I made myself so busy that I didn't have to think about who I was. So while NMU did not prepare me to go out into the world to be an out queer person or to talk about my identity, what it very much did was prepare me for my life's work. It prepared me to accept this award today because it taught me to be of service. The very first thing that I did on campus here was sign up for like 6 credit cards so I could get the t-shirts. But the second thing that I did on campus here was join Alpha Phi Omega, the community service fraternity. And it was through that volunteering and mentoring and serving the community that I found both my passion and my purpose. And for that, I will be forever grateful for this experience. So thank you so much for this. Congratulations to all the award winners and inductees. And I just want to leave you with this idea that please, also, sorry, thank you to the staff that put this on. This is wonderful, and we really, really appreciate it. Can we get a round of applause for them? And I just want to leave you with this thought: never underestimate your ability to influence the people around you simply by being yourself. Thank you.
Wow, that was incredible, Chris. Next, the Outstanding Young Alumni Award recognizes an NMU graduate under 36 years of age who has engaged in professional, civic, business, political, or other activities that have set them apart from their peers and has shown service and or honor to NMU through these endeavors. Please welcome to the stage our recipient for 2022, Stephanie Lay. Stephanie Lay is an advocate for adolescents and teens, working class people, and queer populations. She has worked in various schools and mental health facilities providing care and skill building to marginalized youth. Currently, she splits her professional duties between Children's Hospital Oakland and her private practice in San Francisco area. At Children's Hospital, Stephanie is part of the Behavior Emergency Response Team that provides care to teens and their families managing serious mental health crises, including locating the appropriate level of treatment. She also has her own therapy clinic, Zombie Therapist, which focuses on giving gender-affirming therapy to clients with depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicidal ideation. In addition to her degree from Northern, she also studied at the California Institute of Integral Studies to become a psychotherapist. At each step of her career, she has stepped up to be the advocate for vulnerable individuals and groups when challenges were presented. Yeah, give it up, give it up. That's extremely important. Our Outstanding Young Alumni Award winner, Stephanie Lay. Another round of applause.
We certainly appreciate the work that you have done, especially in these recent times where everything has been even tougher. So again, you've done great work, and we cannot wait to hear the great words you have to tell us about what that's like. Thank you.
When I was a student at NMU, I struggled a lot with mental health issues, and that was something that was obvious to people around me to the point that people were concerned. And when it was brought to the administration's attention that I was a student struggling with mental health, I was told I need to pull it together and be quiet or leave. And that is one of the reasons I ended up leaving school and returning later. And I think that was a huge disservice to me and other students like me when I should have been supported as a student, and I could have been growing and learning at the same time instead of having to take time away. I would have much rather had support here than to have to find it on my own. And I loved my experience here. I love it here. I'm so glad to be here tonight, but I wish I had graduated earlier. I wish I graduated on time. I wish when I was suicidal and a student, that my residential director, that my classmates could have been supportive instead of saying, oh, no, no, no. If you talk about being depressed, we actually need you to leave because we'll suspend you. Mental health matters in the way that what is mentionable is manageable. When I was told I can't talk about my mental health, I had no choice but to leave NMU. And that shouldn't be how it is. We should be able to talk about what's going on. We should be able to share with people that are close to us. We should be able to utilize our chosen families that we build at university, which is so important, to support us in growing in our lives. I'm so glad that I was able to get it together. I'm so glad that I get to be this amazing therapist and support people that are experiencing what I've lived myself. I could have gotten there faster if I had supported NMU. I really appreciate being here tonight. Thank you.
The Alumni Achievement Award recognizes NMU alumni who have established a notable record of achievement in their discipline or profession. Please welcome to the stage the 2022 recipient, Mr. James Paquette. James is a 1974 social service graduate of Northern Michigan University and is a true native son of the UP. Proud and ever conscious of his traditional mixed heritage family upbringing and lifestyle, James is an enrolled status member and cultural advisor of the Boyer Métis Muskrat community. He is a Métis elder and regional educator. Jim is widely recognized as one of the preeminent authorities on Upper Great Lakes archaeology, conducting a personal spirit quest, which is an ongoing archaeological field survey, since 1984 to locate, document, preserve, and most importantly, to learn from early First Nation cultural sites right here in the Central Upper Peninsula. As a certified Native paraprofessional archaeologist, Paquette serves his Native ancestors as an ardent protector of the ancient sites and caregiver of the cultural artifacts. These are gifts, of course, that they left for us as messages to learn about their lives. As such, Jim has always been an outspoken advocate for First Nation and Métis cultural research, recognition, and respect and preservation within the entire state of Michigan. This year's recipient of the Alumni Achievement Award, Mr. James Paquette.
Now, James, before before I let you go to the podium, can you tell us more about the Great Lakes Indigenous cultural affiliation? It had some type of French Canadian in there. We didn't want to mess it up, so maybe you can do it.
Yeah, I sure can. I did write it in French, which makes it hard to understand when I was trying to explain it. But my ancestry is something I'm very proud of, and that ancestry goes back to some of the very first of the French Canadians who came here and settled in the Great Lakes region, and they were the voyageurs, and of course they married Native women here, and among them would be the Anishinaabe woman Sinfa Rosewell Bagukwe, and her husband would have been Jean Baptiste Rayom. And from them, I had other ancestors who lived at Michilimackinac, which is, Fort Michilimackinac, Fort St. Joseph, La Bay, which is Green Bay, Go Pack, and which is the Larchevecs and the Marcotts and others. So my ancestry goes right back to the roots of this whole area.
Awesome. Ooh, James, some of that stuff, I didn't know what he was talking about, but it sounded great. It sounded great. Well, thank you for that. And obviously, your archaeological study, being recognized tonight, congratulations. The podium is yours for a few comments.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Here you go. I'm going to read this, and the reason is because anybody who knows me knows that once I start talking, I don't shut up. And they said, 1 to 3 minutes, and I'm thinking I'll never be able to do 1 to 3 minutes. But I actually put together something that's probably 1 to 3 minutes. And so I wrote this right from my heart. And so what I want to do is I want to begin by thanking the Northern Michigan University Alumni Board of Directors for this incredible and yet, for me, a very humbling honor. It certainly is something that I never expected in my lifetime, and to be standing up here tonight surrounded by so many incredible human beings, people that I met today, this is beyond anything that I'll say. A little Nagani French Indian boy who grew up in Chicken Louis Basaggio's old house down on the end of the Queen Mine Road, just off of the infamous Ann Street. Anybody who's from Nagani knows what that means. This is really more than a dream come true, but not only for me, but for my entire family and who's here with me tonight. I also want to thank Northern Michigan University for what has truly been a lifelong partnership that has guided me and allowed me to achieve the very things that they tonight honor me for. Things have come full circle here in my life with Northern Michigan University. It was way back in 1970 that I received word that I was the recipient of a scholarship from the NMU Board of Control and Plus One from the state of Michigan that would allow me to pursue my dream of being the very first Paquette ever in my Métis family to attain a college degree. And of course, Northern did much more for me than just simply gift me with an incredible education. Northern has actually partnered with me my entire post-college life to continue to guide me and to support me as I pursued other dreams. Without the aid and the close friendship of numerous NMU faculty and staff members throughout the years, I surely would not be up here tonight. Professional partners from Northern, like my dear friend, Dr. Marla Buckmaster, my Métis brother who has passed away, Dr. John Anderton, Bill Van Koski, Dr. John Sari, Dr. Scott Demmel, the incredible Dan Truckee, and of course my newest good friend Marcus Robbins, and that's just to name a few of my close associates here at Northern. These are so many wonderful people from NMU who are always there, not only for me, but they're actually there with me. And so for that, I'm so thankful. And speaking of family gifts from Northern Michigan University, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that all four of our incredibly successful daughters, Nicole Marie, Jillian, Jody Ann, and Carrie Jo, also all attended Northern Michigan University with scholarships. Yeah, so they're over here. And they all graduated with honors from Northern Michigan University, and for that I say thank you, Northern. It was just a truly wonderful thing for my family. And one last very important thing that I want to mention, and one of my last thanks to NMU here tonight, is that I want to thank NMU one more time for my free ride to Northern back in 1970 here in Marquette, for what is surely the most important reason. And that incredible opportunity to attend a local college very close to home allowed me to stay forever to this day with my beautiful high school sweetheart, the 1972 NHS homecoming queen, known throughout the county of Marquette as the incredible super duper Yooper woman, my wife for 49 years, Karen Ann Cantala. So Northern, chi miigwech, merci beaucoup, and go Wildcats. We'll be there tomorrow.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Now, for the university's highest alumni honor, the Distinguished Alumni Award. The Distinguished Alumni Award recognizes NMU alumni who have documented exceptional achievement in their profession and have made transformative contributions to society, their discipline, or profession. This award is the highest honor the NMU alumni bestows. Please congratulate 2022 Distinguished Alumni, Steve Nystrom.
Welcome, welcome. Yes, let's go get the award. How about
Steve Nystrom earned a bachelor's degree in management in 1982 and a master's degree in defense administration in 1986, both from Northern, and was commissioned as a second lieutenant, Armor Branch, U.S. Army. For 31 years, he successfully used the knowledge, skills, and leadership abilities he had acquired from NMU to make positive contributions to national security while serving in the U.S. Army during the Cold War, and as a senior analyst in the Defense Intelligence Agency, and later as the division chief and program manager with the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Throughout his career, Steve successfully supervised teams of civilian and military analysts responsible for providing geospatial intelligence information and products for time-sensitive military operations and to U.S. policymakers to determine proper courses of action. He also had 2 deployments to Iraq. In 2014, thank you for your service, absolutely. In 2014, he became the first civilian from NGA to graduate from the U.S. Army School of Advanced Military Studies. Listen to this. Only the top 5% of U.S. military officers are selected into this competitive program. 5%. That's incredible. That's incredible. Steve retired from the NGA in 2017 and is now incredibly active in the Marquette area community, including providing guidance to Northern Michigan University's Upper Peninsula Cybersecurity Institute. The 2022 Distinguished Alumni recipient, Steve Nystrom.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy and Mrs. Thompson, for the great introductions this evening, and to President Schilling, Ms. Still, the Alumni Office, as well as the faculty and staff of Northern Michigan University for being such graceful hosts this week. I'd also like to congratulate my fellow 2022 Alumni Award recipients, as well as our 2022 NMU Sports Hall of Fame inductees. Congratulations again on your achievements. Special thanks to my family members and close friends for being here this evening to celebrate this magnificent honor. Most importantly, I want each of you to know what an important part of my life you were, and that by being invited to this ceremony, you made a positive impact on me that enabled me to successfully complete high school, graduate from Northern Michigan University, and to go out into the world to successfully serve my community and country. The knowledge, skills, and abilities that I acquired from attending Northern Michigan University through my coursework, from my professors, fellow students, as well as many others who served as mentors, all enabled me to make it through life during both the good times and the bad. The qualities of hard work, dedication, honesty, empathy, and sacrifice at both Northern Michigan University and each of you imparted upon me has resulted in our being here today. Again, thank you for being here and for what each of you has done for me throughout the years. My distinguished Alumni Award this evening belongs to everyone. It was a positive result of all those who are here tonight and to Northern Michigan University. Thank you again, and may God bless each of you. Let's go, Cats!
These are our Northern alumni out here changing the world. Let's give another round of applause to our 4 award recipients, Chris, Stephanie, James, and Steve. What outstanding individuals to represent our university.
Amazing.
You know, we're recognizing absolutely extraordinary individuals. Before we switch gears to honor some of our greatest star athletes, we want to give another shout out to all the past recipients of the Northern Alumni Awards. You can learn more about the awards, past recipients, and how to nominate NMU alumni for these honors at nmu.edu/alumni.
So before we induct the 2022 class for the NMU Sports Hall of Fame, we'd like to take a moment to recognize that it's the 50th anniversary of Title IX. It's also we'd also like to recognize the late Barb Patrick, a longtime NMU athletics administrator, and the impact that she and Title IX have had right here. So you can do the math. 2022 minus 50 is what? Good job. Good job. Yes, so Title IX was enacted in 1972, and it is the U.S. civil rights law that protects people from discrimination based on gender in education programs or activities that receive federal financial assistance. While Title IX does work well beyond athletics, it's because institutions like Northern Michigan University have dedicated themselves, and people like Barb Patrick really worked hard.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And because of that hard work and because of Title IX, these programs across the country, and certainly here at Northern, have benefited thousands and thousands of young women in the last 5 decades. So back in 1972, few people at Northern understood better the potential impact of Title IX for women's sports and female student athletes than what Barb did. And so Barb is now considered to be, and has been for a long time, to be one of the founding leaders of Wildcat women's athletics, and she was known as what? Coach. Just as Coach. So we want to recognize all that she did for all those young ladies who came through this program in the last 50 years. Barb was a former Wildcat field hockey coach. Field hockey, by the way, was Northern Michigan University's first women's intercollegiate sports program. She was a longtime Northern athletic administrator. She retired in 1991 as associate athletic director, and she was the first woman inducted into the NMU Sports Hall of Fame. That was in 1984. Yeah. So we lost Barb last year in November 5th of 2021. She was 82 years old. You can read a lot more about her in the front part of your program, and you can learn more about the history of women's athletics at Northern on the Wildcat Athletics website. Now, you probably, if you know what Barb was all about, you know that she rarely missed an NMU Sports Hall of Fame celebration. So we're kind of hoping and we kind of think she's with us here in spirit tonight. So here's the coach, right?
The NMU Hall of Fame began in 1976, and after tonight, a very select 294 will have membership into this prestigious hall. It is the highest honor a former Wildcat, student athlete, or coach can be given. Let's begin tonight's Hall of Fame inductions for the class of 2022. And again, I remind you that each inductee's full profile is included in your program. Well, what a way to start this induction ceremony. From the sport of track and field, please welcome into the Sports Hall of Fame, class of 2022, Dr. Abdulbari Musa Ansari.
We're going to go right here to center stage, and we're going to...
Once one of the fastest men in the world, now at the age of 81, we don't even need to worry about, he didn't need any extra time getting to the stage. Look at him, he's in great shape. He's probably still faster than me. Musa, who competed as Al Washington at Northern, was a 4-year letter winner in track and field from 1960 to 1964, who set Northern records in the 60-yard dash at 6 seconds, 100-yard dash at 9.6 seconds, and 220-yard dash at 21.5 seconds. That's fast. That's fast. That's fast. Yeah. His 60-yard dash record came at a 1961 meet at Central Michigan University and tied the American and world records. That same year, he also represented Northern at a competition at the Madison Square Garden, New York. Musa graduated in 1964 with a bachelor's degree in mathematics and sociology. After graduation, he taught math, was an assistant branch manager, and an administrator for the Detroit-Windsor International Freedom Festival before beginning 25 years with the Michigan Civil Service Commission. In 1983, he completed a master's degree in public administration from the University of Detroit. Then, while working full-time, he entered Thomas Cooley Law School, where he earned his Juris Doctorate in 1990. While remaining at civil service, Musa opened a solo law practice. Over the years, he has served on numerous religious and community service boards, and he was an assistant track coach for the Lansing, Michigan Track and Field Club. In all, he has a 48-year career in public service. Returning to campus with a number of his family members, including his wife Diane, a UP native from Engadine, welcome back Musa, and welcome to the NMU Sports Hall of Fame.
Great success on the track, but also great success in life. And we're proud of you. Are we not? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So you get to tell us how all that came to be.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. May the blessings and peace be granted to each and every one of you, and may its rewards be unending. What's important? Time, place, and messages. The messages, the voices that you hear that encourages you to do better today than you did yesterday, and to do better tomorrow than you did today, are the things that are motivating. I want to thank the Northern Michigan University Board of Trustees, the Foundation, the Alumni Association, the Department of Athletics, the Sports Hall of Fame Selection Committee and its members, President Schuling, and Coach Bert Gustafson. Thank you for my induction into the Sports Hall of Fame. To my wife, Diane Rosenthal Ansari, thank you for submitting my nomination. Thank you for 58 loving years of marriage and 5 great children. Dr. Diane Ansari Wynn, MD, is here with us tonight. This is my daughter. Dawn Amy Louise Ansari, champion, elementary school teacher, elementary school principal, assistant principal. She's here with us tonight. My daughter Dana Ansari, she wasn't able to be with us. My son Ali wasn't able to be with us, and my daughter Tahira wasn't able to be with us. Dr. Vaughn Brown, MD, Diane's soulmate, is here with us. Dr. Roger Washington, my nephew, MD, is here with us, and he has a special relationship with Northern, which he didn't know about and the connection until just recently. My niece, Susan Washington, is here with us. Not all of the athletes who participated in Northern moving from college to university, and the wonderful track team that we had, the football team, the basketball team that we had, not all of them get a chance to have this kind of honor. But one of the individuals who was on that track team, I'd like to share with you tonight, and he is Richard Arnson, Arnie Arnson. And he's with us tonight, and I'm really grateful. Claremont. There was a lot of things that I really would like to have said, and I know that I'm going to take over the 3 minutes. But there are so many things that happened at Northern that really endeared Marquette to me. Father, William Ellis Washington, Jr., who passed away when I was 8 years old. But he gave me a message. And the message that he gave me was that I went to him one day and asked him if I could go to the movies, and he said that we can't afford it. And I asked him if I got the money to go to the movie, could I go? And he said, if you get the money, you can go any place that you want to, any time that you want to. Just let me know where you're going and when you'll be back. For me, that was empowering. It started my journey to adventurism, where I actually wasn't afraid to go wherever I wanted to go, whenever I wanted to go, and also helped me make the decision to come to Marquette. I want to also thank my mother, Avis Louise Washington Jackson, for her gratitude, for her graciousness, and her perseverance. Her examples of those fortified me throughout my life. Marquette is about 890 miles from Elizabeth, New Jersey, where I lived. The train ride one way was 42 and a half hours. Needless to say, I went home once during my freshman year. That summer when I was headed home, I decided a plan that was unannounced. And that decision was that I would spend all the money that I made that summer so that I could not come back to Marquette. Around the middle of August, my mother asked me, when do you have to get back to school? And I said, if I were going back, I would be going back in the next couple of weeks. But I don't have any money because I've spent my money and I don't have the money for the round-trip ticket. A couple of days later, she asked me how much would the ticket cost. And I said, well, if I were going back, the ticket would cost X number of dollars. And she didn't say anything. A couple of days later, she said, here's the money for the ticket. She was ironing my shirts and putting them in the suitcase. Thank you, Mama. So what's important? Messages, silent messages. Listen to the voices that motivate you. All of us remember and will remember our alma mater. But one of the highest honors that one could ever receive is when your alma mater remembers you. Thank you, Northern Michigan University.
I am not ashamed. I need a tissue. Woo. Thank you, Cindy, for the tissues. Oh. Okay, here we go. I've got it together. From the sport of football, let's continue on. Let's recognize Matt Horde. Matt will be joining us tomorrow for the recognition ceremony at the football game at the Dome, 2 o'clock against Post University. He was unable to join us tonight, but his mom is here. Sheila Horde, come on up. Matt was a standout football player for the Wildcats from 93 till 96. He was the starting quarterback in 95 and in 96 when the Wildcats finished 7-3 in each season. During the 96 season, he completed 175 out of 335 attempts for 2,482 yards and was selected the Michigan Intercollegiate Football Conference Offensive Back of the Year, the MIFC Player of the Year, and National Football Foundation NCAA Division II Player of the Year. In 95 and 96, Matt also earned the first team All-MIFC academic. He graduated in 1997 with a bachelor's degree in biology and physiology and went on to complete a degree in physical therapy at the University of Michigan Flint in 2001. Today, he is the long-term care rehabilitation director at Health Source Saginaw. This is a facility that provides behavioral medicine and medical rehabilitation services, as well as skilled and extended long-term care. Now, Matt could not be here himself. He did send Mom, and she's glad to be here. Absolutely. But he did send us some remarks, so let's hear from Matt.
Horde, quarterback, Northern Michigan University. 93 to 96. So thankful to receive this award. Hall of Fame, it's like a dream come true for me. I'd like to jump right in and start by thanking my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me the God-given ability to play this game that we all love of football. My parents, Alan Horde, Sheila Horde, and my brother, Michael Horde. I actually was lucky enough to play football at Northern for 2 years with my brother. Wonderful memories, wonderful opportunity to do that. I'd like to thank my wife and children. Wife of 22 years, Lynette, thank you so much. My boys, Aiden, a 12th grader, Leighton, a 9th grader, and Emerson, a 6th grader, joys of my life. I'd like to thank Tim Furno, head football coach at Millington High School, who opened my eyes to Northern and Marquette. Actually played football and wrestled up here at Northern. Actually got me on the ballot to be in the Hall of Fame, to get voted on. Thanks, Coach. Mark Marana, my first head football coach up here at Northern, recruited me to Northern. Spent a lot of time with the guy. He was my position coach and head coach. Eric Holm took over for Coach Marana, and then Dan Enos, another influential coach in my life and my career at Northern. I'd like to thank all my teammates, especially offensive linemen, that kept me clean and healthy all 4 years. I can't thank them enough. The running backs, the receivers, just the whole team. It's a wonderful brotherhood of gentlemen up here at Northern. The current coaches, Coach Nystrom, Coach Cannon, Coach JT, Coach Bobby, cannot say enough about how much they've opened the door up for alumni to come back. We got a good thing going with these guys, class acts. Athletic Director Rick Conley, he was actually the athletic director when I was going to school here. I'd like to welcome him back and thank him for everything he did for me. And then the M Club. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful organization. I'm proud to be a member. And I just like to thank everyone for coming to this wonderful event. It means the world to me. I'm actually at a high school football game. My oldest son's playing in a game tonight, and that's why I'm videoing this in. But hopefully we win, and I'll see y'all tomorrow at the game.
So a big congratulations to Matt and also to the family. Yes, very good. You're coming to the game tomorrow too, right? Okay, very good. Congratulations. Congratulations. Tag, you're it.
All right. From my sport of basketball, please welcome to the stage Sports Hall of Fame 2022 inductee, Tammy Anderson Mrachek. Tammy was a 4-year letter winner for the women's basketball team from 1987 to 1990. During the 1988-89 season, she earned first team All-GLIAC. She still holds the NMU record for best career three-point percentage at 42%. Still to this day, and ranked 6th on the NMU all-time scorers list with 1,441 points. She had the team best three-pointers in 1988, 1989, and 1990. In addition, she was also named Most Valuable Player for those 2 seasons. Tammy graduated in 1990 with a bachelor's degree in marketing and would also earn a master's degree in business, administration, and management from Cardinal Stritch University in 2005. She taught in person and online business and management classes from 1996 to 2014, then created her own training and consulting business, which she ran for 11 years. Currently, Tammy serves as the director of the Merrill Area Enrichment Center, where she's worked since 2014. There, she is involved in finding new and creative ways to meet the needs of the area's aging population. Welcome to the NMU Sports Hall of Fame, Tammy Anderson Mracek.
Congratulations. Yes, you ready? All right, we are so proud of you. You are our 3-point star, right? Not just a star, she's a 3-point star. Yeah, we got that. So let's get you to the podium. All righty. Congratulations to Tammy.
That's my family. I would expect nothing less. Thank you, Milan and Cynthia. How great it is to be back at NMU. So many memories have been flooding in since arriving yesterday. I'm truly honored and extremely humbled to receive this award and join so many talented, outstanding people. In reflecting on my decision to attend NMU, I remember how excited I was to continue to play the game I loved at the next level, but how extremely nervous I was to take that next step, meet my new teammates and coaches. It was never my intention to come here to NMU to break records or to be recognized at this level, but rather to do my best to help my team win games, because we all like to win. Being an athlete teaches you dedication, discipline, I'm not going to cry, collaboration, communication, overcoming adversity, and so many other skills that apply to both your personal and professional life. It wasn't until after graduation, when friends began to discuss student loans, that I realized how incredibly fortunate I was. Not only did I get to play basketball, but I was able to travel to so many new places, make incredible friends and lifelong memories, and graduate debt-free. For all of these things, yes, for all of these things and so much more, I am forever grateful to NMU. Thank you to the Board of Trustees for the wonderful luncheon, very spoiled, first class, to the Sports Hall of Fame Selection Committee, and a special thank you to Wildcat Willie J. McQuillian Hall of Fame 2017 for recommending me for this prestigious award. To Coach Stein for recruiting me, Coach Crosby for helping me survive my freshman year. Thank you to all my teammates throughout my 4 years for supporting me both on and off the court when I ended up at study table my freshman year. And a very special thank you to my family, who you've all heard, for being here tonight to support me. My dad, an NMU alum, and my high school coach. So for those of you who had that experience ever, you know how challenging that can be. But in all seriousness, he is the reason that I'm standing here today. I think he handed me a basketball when I was 1. Was that right, Dad? 1? He did. He toughened me up and prepared me for the collegiate level ball. My mom, who has made so many sacrifices being a coach's wife, always supported me and still to this day supports me. She is the strongest woman I know. To my 2 younger brothers, one of whom is here tonight, who had to endure many road trips and bleacher butt and sitting and watching me play for all those years, thank you for doing that. I wish I could have attended as many of their games. My extended family, who lives in Marquette area, for attending my games. I can still hear my uncle, Pastor Rudy Kempenen's voice echoing from the bleachers in Hedgecock Fieldhouse. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank my most important team, my husband Darren of almost 25 years on the 26th, and my 2 amazing, beautiful daughters, Riley and Reese, who are my entire world. Thank you so much.
From the sport of tennis, Sports Hall of Fame 2022 inductees, we have a pair. Vasilina, I practiced this so well, and now I'm stumped here. Okay, here we go. Veselina Jeliskova. Veselina Jeliskova. Did I get it right? Jeliskova. Okay, Jeliskova. I'm going to write that down. I have to say it one more time. Jeliskova. I have to still say it one more time as the part of the reading. Okay. So let's start over then. Veselina Jeliskova and teammate Kristen Koopman. Neither of them were able to join us here in person tonight, but we will hear from both of them here in just a moment. And their coach, Troy Mattson, will be accepting the awards on their behalf. So let's start with Veselina Jeliskova. She helped Northern Michigan University accomplish several first-ever milestones, including leading the Wildcats to the NCAA championships at the start of the decade. Veselina, a native of Bulgaria, transferred to Northern from Kansas State and played with the Wildcats during the 2000, 2001, and 2001-2002 seasons. She earned first-team All-GLIAC both years. In 2000-2001, Veselina advanced to the NCAA regional finals in #1 doubles with fellow 2022 NMU Sports Hall of Fame inductee Kristen Koopman. She also advanced to the NCAA regional quarterfinals as NMU's #1 singles player that year. In 2000-2001, she was an NCAA regional semifinalist playing #1 singles. That year's NMU squad finished second in the conference and made Northern's first ever NCAA regional appearance. In 2001-2002, she led the team to the program's first GLIAC championship. She's a leader, for sure. She also led the team to the second NCAA regional appearance that year and an NCAA Sweet 16 berth. Veselina graduated in 2002 with a bachelor's degree in psychology and earned a master's degree in exercise science from Northern in 2004. While here at Northern, she was a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. She was the head coach for, eventually, after she left here, sorry to blur that, she was the head coach for the NCAA Division I Fordham University's women's tennis program from 2007 through 2009. She's also taught tennis at clubs in the United States and across the world. Today, Veselina works as a psychosomatic mentor and leadership coach, helping teams and players reach optimal mental and physical potential. Let's hear what she has to say about her experience here.
Hello, Wildcats, and thank you for nominating me and putting me up on the Hall of Fame. I am very proud and thankful to everybody that's got me there. I want to start by sharing a story about my coach, Troy Mattson. I love you, Troy. He wasn't a tennis coach, he was a basketball coach, but I dare say that he was my best coach ever. This is my son, Noah. Say hello.
Hello.
And yeah, he was the best mentor I've ever had. Pushed me to do my best. Even though he didn't know much about tennis, he knew a lot about coaching. And Brad Olson, I don't know if he's still in the psych department, but he was another person that pushed my limits. And the entire PE department, the PEEP staff, the Dome staff, everybody that had anything to do with sports in at NMU. I love you guys. I'm proud to be a Wildcat. Wildcats forever. And thanks again. I miss Marquette, and hopefully I'll get to come again. Aloha from Greece.
Well, that explains that. I thought she was maybe over at Black Rocks for a second there. She says she's in Greece, so we'll go with that. Well, like her doubles partner, Kristen Koopman was a major factor in NMU tennis, obtaining conference and regional and national recognitions. Kristen is a native of Germany, competed for the Wildcats for 3 seasons from 2000 through 2003. She earned first team All-GLIAC during all 3 seasons. In 2000 and 2001, Kristen advanced to the finals in #1 doubles with Veselina and the semifinals as the #2 singles player. In 2001 and 2002, she advanced to the NCAA regional quarterfinals in singles, and she was a leader on the 2000-2001 team that finished second in the conference and also made that NCAA regional appearance. In 2002 and 2003, she led the team to a GLIAC Women's Tennis Championship and Tournament second-place finish, which earned the Wildcats an NCAA regional appearance where they advanced to the Sweet 16 for the NCAA for a second time. Kristen graduated in 2003 with a bachelor's degree in public relations and has had an illustrious career. She went on to work with Adidas in Germany for nearly 10 years, including she worked as the internal communications manager and then as the global PR manager responsible for worldwide public relations strategy and press materials for the global Adidas running and cross-functional product categories. She is currently still working, and she's doing a lot of work for Bauer Media as the group communications manager in Hamburg, Germany. We have her video remarks for you.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm sending you a warm hello from Germany tonight. I'm very sorry I can't be with you in person, but thank you so much for allowing me to pre-record this message so I can say thank you. Because I want to say thank you actually to the entire school of Northern Michigan University and the community of Marquette for welcoming me with open arms. It was always a dream of mine to live in the US for a little bit, and you guys, the athletics department, John Weeding at the International Affairs Office, all of my professors who put up with me, you allowed me to make that dream a reality for a few years, and I truly appreciate it. Because 20 years later, I still look back on that time with a smile on my face. So thank you so much for doing that for me. I also know that tennis is often regarded as an individual sport, and I do agree to some extent, but I also know that it does take a team. So I want to give a special Wildcat shout out to all the girls who were on the team with me back then. Thank you for being awesome teammates, and thank you for the truly cool times we had together. A special shout out goes to Vessi, who's also being inducted tonight. Congratulations. And to Livy, who even like 20 years later is still one of my closest friends. I also want to say thank you to someone who's with you tonight, Coach Madsen, Troy. Hi, Troy. Thanks for being a great coach and a truly great person. And I know that most of us were a long way from home back then, and I know that at least my parents very much appreciated it that there was a grown-up taking care of us. So thank you for being that grown-up. Speaking of mom and dad, obviously I would have never left Germany if it hadn't been for them. So thanks mom and dad, and thanks to my sister, my entire family, for allowing me to follow my dreams wherever they have taken me in the last 43 years, and thank you for always being there for me. I'm a lucky girl. Thank you also to the committee for being so very kind and inducting me into the Sports Hall of Fame. That was a truly unexpected honor, but a huge honor nonetheless, and I truly appreciate it. And I can't wait to go to Marquette in the near future and look at it in person. Thank you so much. To everybody else tonight, congratulations. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a great ceremony and an awesome party. Thank you so much. Much love from Germany. Bye.
And here with us on the stage, you've seen him already doing a little bit of waving, to accept the induction on behalf of both these ladies who are very well accomplished, is somebody who had a little something to do with that, former NMU tennis coach, Troy Madsen.
I wrote both those speeches. And I need to know Mylan. I have such great respect for Mylan during his time here at NMU, even though I didn't get a chance to coach him. He's just such a class individual. But I need to get the phone number for your tailor because I got to up my game. To Vesey and Coop, Rick Comley actually asked me, I believe in 1994, if I want to be the women's tennis coach with no tennis experience. And for $6,000, I said, I will definitely do it. Because I was making 18, I went to 24, and my wife was really happy. But the experience that I got out of it was to meet people like this. We had never won a match in the school's history, and we didn't my first year coaching. And after I figured out that I needed to recruit the best players possible throughout the world, we actually had 7 internationals of our 8 people playing for us. And they led us to incredible things in the last 3 years of the program. And much of it was led by these 2. They stood for the 3 things that I think are the greatest characteristics in being a great athlete. And that is, 1, you got to be athletic in that sport. I mean, you just can't be just a great athlete. You have to be athletic in that sport. They were exceptional athletes. Secondly, I think you got to be a student of the game in that sport. And they were trained well throughout their whole, youth all the way on up. They had a great understanding. And the third and final thing which set them apart from everybody else and why they're up here today is they were tough with a capital T. Thank you, everybody, for that. It helped them get to this point. They definitely deserve it. They were 2 of the best people that donned the green and gold. Thank you.
From the sport of hockey, let's recognize Jeff Pyle. Accepting Jeff's award is his coach, Rick Comley. Rick, if you'd like to make your way forward. Jeff Pyle was a standout player as a Wildcat and has gone on to enjoy a long career as both a professional hockey player and coach. Currently, he is serving in his second stint as the head coach and director of hockey operations for the Atlanta Gladiators of the Eastern Conference Hockey League. The 2022-23 season will be his 23rd season as a head coach at the professional level, including 3 in Germany. Over his 16 years as an ECHL coach, he ranks 2nd in the league for games coached with 1,137 and 2nd in career coaching wins with 580. Jeff played professionally for 12 years. Over 6 seasons, he saw action in the American Hockey League, International Hockey League, and Atlantic Coast Hockey League. He also played in Germany for 6 years. In 1986-87, he was the IHL's most valuable player and leading scorer with 136 points. Jeff was an NMU Wildcat for 3 seasons, from 1978-79, 80 and 81, during which he accumulated 193 points with 76 goals and 117 assists, which is 8th among all-time career points. In 1981, he earned Central Collegiate Hockey Association Player of the Year. During that season, he had 35 goals and 53 assists for 88 points, which ranks 5th on NMU's season scoring records. His play that year helped NMU reach the NCAA Frozen Four. Jeff was selected to the All-CCHA first team in 1981 and All-CCHA honorable mention in 1980. He was NMU's most valuable player in 1981 and NMU's best freshman in 1979. His coach, Rick Comley, considers Jeff to be one of the most talented players he's ever recruited to play for him. While Jeff cannot join us tonight, he sent his remarks via video. Let's hear those right now.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I couldn't be there this weekend. I know this is an incredibly special weekend in Marquette, and I'm honored to be part of it with all of you. First, I'd like to thank my mother, best person in the history of the world to me, battled through cancer, brought up 4 kids by herself, and gave us the opportunity to be who I am. So thanks, Mom. I love you. My wife, next, Kathy, met her at Northern. We've been together for 42 years, my best friend. We've just done everything together, and we brought up 2 kids. She did an amazing job with the kids, and that's my son Ryan and Lauren. Also, both of them graduating from college, so I have to give credit to my wife for that one too. So after that, my brothers and sisters just supported me amazingly, and I can't say enough for the support I got here at home. I'd also like to congratulate all the other Hall of Famers for their success. Proud of everybody that's come through Northern. It's such a great situation there. And then I have to thank Mr. Rick Comley for taking a chance on a kid from Minnesota. It was probably the perfect storm for me to get to Northern. Then I got an opportunity to go back and play against Minnesota. We went in there and we won a game to go to the national championship there, which was probably the biggest win of my career. Also had the bragging rights to all my friends there at home to rub it in too, so that was good. But the memories we had from that, and he took a chance on me and was honest with me, and we had a great team. And I have to thank all those guys too, all the guys I played with. They were amazing. We had a year in 1980 there where we kind of took charge of our situation, and it was just an amazing year. We ended up going to the national championship again, won in Minnesota, and those memories you'll never forget. And the time I had in Marquette couldn't have been any better. The 3 years there were, where I kind of had a chance to grow and changed my life. So again, I can't thank everybody involved, all the people in Marquette, all the people I've ever worked with. It's just been so much fun, and to be part of this game, and I was so fortunate to do it. So again, thanks to everybody, and I appreciate the honor.
We congratulate Jeff. Rick, if you'd like to say a few words. Congratulations. Thank you. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I can't resist ever saying a few words. So I will before I get to Jeff. But Diane and I are thrilled to be back. You don't get an opportunity very often to, live something, build dreams, and then leave and then get the chance to come back. So I'm extremely excited. I probably have to start to lie about my age. So each year I will get younger and stay longer. But congratulations to all the award winners. I think everybody's special. Everybody out here, we need you. You are what makes the program successful. People like Troy, who agree to do multiple things to make everybody better. You can tell by the quality of the award winners, what Northern Michigan means. Steve, the Nystrom family is extremely important to me. And not everybody knows that Neil, his father, was one of my goaltender coaches. Had lots of opinions about me and my team. I do want to recognize of all time. And without Tom and his support, the athletic program wouldn't be what it is today, and we would never have had the successes over the years in all the sports. He's an amazing individual. So, it's just great. It's great. And I tell you, Jeff Pyle, and it's really interesting. If you had seen Jeff as a student, and to think he'd be a highly successful coach right now, you'd never believe it. That crew lived life, and they played the game hard. And the best compliment I can pay to him was that from Jeff Pyle on, in all my years, and I think anybody involved in the game, from Steve Yzerman to whoever, what they look for in a player is what Jeff Pyle brought to us. He played the game in every situation, in tight games. He could play defense, he could play offense, he could win face-offs, he could do everything. And he was the tipping point for us to go from an emerging program to a national power. So my congratulations to him. I wish he could be here. I wish him success in this year. And I know he's thrilled to be a part of this great group tonight. So thanks very much.
Well, our final inductee of the NMU Sports Hall of Fame class of 2022 is the 1978-79 wrestling team. We have a whole gaggle of them. Heading into that 1978-79 season, it was the very first year for the coach for these guys. Coach Bill Dotson was really kind of cutting his teeth that year. He was quoted, though, he said this: "We are confident that we can go into any match in any competition and earn a victory." His prediction was spot on. This squad had one of the finest years of NMU wrestling history. The team qualified 10 members for the NCAA championships out of 10 weight classes. Those national qualifiers earned 7 All-America finishes at the 1979 NCAA Division II Wrestling Championships and took 6th place. 9 individuals on the 78-79 team tallied 21 All-America finishes in their career, with 2 national champions and 2 NCAA Division I All-Americans. Also, let's just watch this for a minute. Good job. Yeah, did you get the other camera? Yeah, okay, you good? It's like herding cats. So, I still have so much more to say, and I don't want to use these yet. In addition to their outstanding NCAA championship finish and their really good job of organizing themselves up here tonight, but their individual places in 1978-79, listen to this, the team went 10-1 in dual meet competition that year. In tournaments, Northern captured 3 firsts, finished second twice. Going into the Mid-Continent Conference Championships, the top wrestlers in each weight category had a combined record of 281 wins, 67 losses, and just 1 tie, with a winning percentage of .806. It was quite a year for the Wrestling Cats, one worthy, certainly, of induction into the NMU Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations, guys. Where's Randy Meyer? Well, that's handy. The podium is yours.
Thank you. Good evening. I would like to start off by saying I'm truly honored to have the privilege to represent my brothers, the 78-79 NMU wrestling team. We would like to congratulate all the individuals who have been inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame and the Alumni Award winners for their accomplishments tonight. I have a personal congratulations to my good friend and high school wrestling teammate, Steve Nystrom, who won the Distinguished Alumni Service Award. Great job, Steve. We'd like to thank the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for this award. It's truly a special honor for us. After 43 years, we have 17 of the 20 wrestlers here tonight. Two key members, but most importantly, both great friends. Damon Howell and Brad Bitterman are no longer with us, but I'm sure they're looking down with great pride. A few individuals and group we'd like to recognize. Alumni Relations Coordinator Kelsey Lynch, who took over for the athletic department after all the changes. Thank you for organizing us and getting us situated for the weekend. The custodial staffs and the cooks for the luncheon this afternoon, and then anybody else at Northern who's helped organize events for this weekend. Our parents for supporting us both academically and athletically while here at Northern. Our families for supporting us. They mean more to us than anything we can say. We have two special coaches here tonight. Back in the far corner is, I believe, Roy Stern. And up here we have Bob Fears, who is the head coach. Bob, the head coach. Roy was an unpaid volunteer assistant for Coach Fears. From 1974 to 1978, these guys played major roles in the success that we had as a wrestling program. Roy was an unpaid volunteer assistant. He ran a tough practice room. He held us accountable for our efforts during practice. He was pretty intense, pretty intimidating at times, but he was exactly what we needed. He played a major role in getting many of the top wrestlers to commit to Northern. He sold the university, the wrestling program, and Coach Fears to the new recruits. Thank you, Roy. Bob Fears, thank you for believing in us and recruiting us. Bob recruited 15 of the 20 wrestlers and 9 of the 10 starters on that 79 team to Northern. He had an eye for spotting talent. In the history of the NMU wrestling program, he helped produce 22 of the 47 All-Americans that have been made All-American honors. After the 78 season, he was hired by the University of Nebraska, where he built a powerhouse program at the Division I level. Thanks, Coach. Before the 78-79 season, Northern hired Coach Bill Dotson and assistant coach Mike Droe. Both are no longer with us, but are greatly missed. They were a great fit to this program as they maintained the success of the program for the next 6 seasons. Thank you, coaches. As far as the 78-79 team, this team had 20 wrestlers. The success of this team did not come from just the 10 national qualifiers. Our success was based and built by the 10 non-qualifiers. To be in that practice room every day for about 5 months and go through the grind is tough on your body, your joints, and your mental attitude. While they were working to improve their techniques and skills, they were making everybody else in that practice room better. That's a true meaning of the word teammate. The depth, the talent was unreal. Our best competition came from our own practice room. At times we would wrestle a teammate in an open tournament in the semifinals or the finals. Another example of how good this room was, there were 2 national qualifiers and a GLIAC conference champion who got beat out in challenge matches at the end of the season. None of us believed we could accomplish our goals without the support and commitment of our teammates. This team has 14 different individuals who became national qualifiers sometime during their career. Of those 14 wrestlers, there are 36 national qualifiers amongst us, 21 All-American honors, 2 Division II national champs, and 2 Division I All-Americans. This team finished the season 10-1. We outscored our opponents 459 to 89. In a dual meet, you can score 60 points max between both teams. That was beating our opponents 42 to 8. Highlights of the season, we went down to Michigan State for the Spartan Invitational. We beat Michigan State, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, and Central Michigan all in the same day to win the tournament. There was a mistake, I think, earlier, but that's not your mistake.
What?
It was not your mistake.
No, I
But I'm
just
gonna
read
tell
what
you.
they told
I
you.
know,
So you've
and
got-
I'm not upset,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna fix it.
Okay.
The 10 national qualifiers had 332 wins and 92 losses, a winning percentage of 78%. We qualified all 10 starters that year for the Division II Nationals. We ended up 6th place, and we had 7 All-Americans. Sounds nice. We should have had 8 All-Americans, and we should have finished 3rd. Our best wrestler hyperextended his elbow 3 days before the national tournament, was unable to compete. This guy was a national runner-up in the year before and a national champion the year later. If he was healthy and just made it to the finals, we would have been 3rd. We currently have 6 members up here who are in the Hall of Fame as an individual. I believe we have 5 more that could possibly get in. Have respect for each other, supporting, challenging, and being the ultimate definition of a teammate, resulting in our success. The bonds and priceless friendships that have developed here at Northern have lasted 43 years. We are thankful for the time at Northern, everyone who has impacted us, and the memories we have shared. In closing, I tried to make this all about the team, but I can't justify leaving out 3 individuals. Ed Egan, Steve Spangenberg, and Neil Segrin were the 3 best leaders you could ever hope for. Guys, thank you for leading this team by example. You're a big reason for the success and our friendships that we've had for the past 43 years. I thank everyone for listening, and I hope everyone has a great night.
Congratulations, Musa, Matt, Tammy, Veselina, Kristen, Jeff, and the 78-79 wrestlers.
I don't know about you, but I feel pretty inspired right about now. These people did a lot of great things, not just in their sport, but also in their life with what they learned here. Their life here, the people they met here, and the education they got here. And they took it and ran with it, literally, and did something with it. So that's a really big reason to celebrate.
And, you know, everybody's words were so touching.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you can't be in this audience or on the stage and not feel inspired to be great, and you just watch all of those perfect examples. It was an amazing evening. I'm glad that you, Cynthia, and all of you here tonight in person and those through the internet live stream were able to join in this very special NMU alumni tribute. Thank you to all who were involved in making this evening's program a spectacular celebration, especially to all of the Department of Theater and Dance, students and staff for their production talent. This looks amazing. You guys did an absolutely great job. And to our Wildcat student athletes for assisting our honorees to navigate the theater and the stage.
I also want to congratulate all of those of you who met your spouse here. That was a recurring theme here. So congratulations. You can get your Mr. or Mrs. here as well, absolutely. I guess, at a point. Okay. So, but you have something in common, so that common bond. And also, make it Marquette, right? It's just a beautiful place to live. We live here not because we have to, because we want to. So it's a great place to be.
Absolutely.
Northern Michigan University, also a great place to be. And Following this event tonight, there is a homecoming reception over at the Northern Center. It's starting as soon as we all get there. Actually, they already started without us, but we can still get there and pretend like they were waiting for us.
And wherever you are, remember, it's always a great day to be.
Good night, everyone. Thanks.